We are back with lines 320 to 324. Dido is continuing her address. Te propter libicae gentes nobadumque turani oderin fanciturii te propter eiundem extinctus pudor et qua sola sidera adibam fama prior, cui me moribundam de seris hospes hoc solum nomen quoniam de conjuge restat. On account of you, normally we'd have propter te, but we've reversed this for probably effect and meter. On account of you, that's accusative going with the preposition propter. The term for this kind of reversal of word order is called anastrophe. So, on account of you, now here's your subject, the Libicae gentes, the Libyan races, and the tyranni, the rulers. We do get our word tyrant from tyrannus. It's a Greek word originally, but these can be rulers that are not necessarily tyrannical. A tyrannus is just a ruler, like a dictator. The tyrants, or well, say rulers of the nomadum, of the nomads, this tribe of Libya, of the nomads, genitive, third person plural. So these are our subjects, the Libyan races and the rulers of the nomads. Odere, hate. And this is short for oderunt. Odi is a special sort of verb. It's called a defective verb because it only has perfect forms, but we still translate them present. So it lacks almost all, I think it lacks all forms except for the perfect active forms. And so we would translate this here, they hate, and it's really oderunt, not odere. This is just a shortened form. So one more time. On account of you, the Libyan peoples and the rulers of the nomads hate, and you got to put in me, understood, me. In fancy Tyrii, also, oh, we missed these ones. This is also the hostile, the Tyrians, let's put in an erant, or sunt, rather. The Tyrians are hostile. And you might want to put in an and there if you think it sounds good. We've left out the conjunction. And the Tyrians are hostile. Remember, the Tyrians are the Carthaginians who have come from Tyre. That's why we call them the Tyrians, one of the ancient cities of Phoenicia, where Dido came from. Tyre and Sidon were those two cities. And they're hostile also to her now because she has gone ahead and made this relationship with Aeneas, and he's an outsider, and they don't like that so much. So she has alienated her own people, and also the people that are around her that could attack her very easily. Te propter, on account of you. I think we're really emphasizing te, because of you. And it's eiundem te, emphasizing it even more. The same you. Now, eiundem, remember this comes from isdem, eiadem, idem. And that dem is really just the ending that we clip on there. And so eyun, usually be eyum from isaid, but eyun, the M changes to an N before the D. So I would review the declension of isdem, eiadem, idem. The same you, and these are accusatives. So here the accusative ending is an N. Usually it would be an M for eyum from the pronoun is, eyaid. But this is isdem, so we have a little bit of spelling changes happening here. On account of the same you, my pudor extinctus est, my womanly honor is extinctus, is extinct, is destroyed. So pudor, it can mean shame. Oops, don't want to, that's not a verb, sorry. That is a noun, and extinctus, masculine, singular, nominative. Because of you, my pudor, my shame, or my womanly honor is destroyed. Because now I've had a sexual relationship with you, and that's bad in this time, without marriage, formal marriage. And my prior fama and my earlier reputation, fama. Remember, fama is also used of rumor. Here, translated as reputation. My former reputation, or my earlier reputation, is also extinctus, you have to put in. And then this little phrase here modifies the fama. By which, it's a relative clause, by which alone I was approaching the sidera, the stars. A little hyperbolic, perhaps, but it's a way of saying I was becoming famous. I was approaching the stars. I was honorable, a good ruler, and now because of you, the same you, this is all extinctus. This is all gone. So the subject here is I, ego, and abidam is an imperfect active, indicative, from ad eo, to approach to something, and the thing that's being approached is the sidera. The qua sola, that's ablative, by which alone. And the qua, the antecedent, or the thing that the qua is referring to, use a different color here, is back here, the fama. Right? Those two things are linked. By what reputation I was alone. I was approaching the stars. Cui me moribundum deseris hospes. Got a vocative here. Guest. She calls him guest, right? In place of husband. She can't call him husband because he's not that. She might have before in her thinking that they were married, but now she cannot. So, to what? This is a dative. To what husband do you deseris? Do you is the subject. You can see the S on there, deseris. Do you desert me moribundum, me, dying, about to die? So one more. To what? Maybe you could even think to whom, because these attackers around her, these chiefs, the gentes libicae and the tyranni nobadum and the infansi tyrii, all are after her now. Maybe to whom, or to what, do you desert me about to die? Guest, and she calls him guest. And then she explains that a little bit. Hoc solum nomen quoniam de conjuge restat. Since, quoniam, hoc solum nomen, this is the only name, restat, that remains, de conjuge, from my husband, from the name of my husband. De conjuge. Once she called him husband because she called their relationship a marriage, and she says, now all I can call you is guest. We are no longer held if you leave by the bonds of marriage and sexual union, but we're held only by the bonds of the guest-host relationship. To what, or to whom, do you desert me about to die, guest? For, or because this is the only name that remains from my husband, my once husband.